Hey guys, so as you probably realized from my last blog post, I've been going through a lot of pretty stressful situations lately. And I figured, obviously when I'm going through stressful things, I have ways of coping. And I don't know what each of you do to cope, but I thought it might be worthwhile to talk to you guys about sort of some of the things that I do to cope with stress, or some of the things that I know I probably should be doing to cope with stress, and just sort of go over some approaches to what to do when things are just getting a little bit out of control. So to start, I think one of the biggest things that we all sort of forget to do is we need to set realistic goals for ourselves. So don't think that you can read 4 chapters of your giant psychology textbook in 2 hours. It's not going to happen, and forming your entire study plan around all of these sets of unrealistic goals means that you just end up becoming so much more stressed at the point when you finally realize that you're not going to be able to do everything you need to. Instead, it's important to come up with prioritizing methods and making sure that what really needs to get done gets done, and do the chapters that you know are absolutely going to be big parts of the test, and then go back in and do those other chapters that might come up. It's also helpful to start planning ahead for your exams sort of farther back than you'd expect, and just do little incremental chunks, because really you can read a certain smaller number of pages a day more realistically than you can do all of the reading in the span of 2 days. Just spread it out. And I know it feels sort of torturous for longer and you just hate studying and studying and studying, but I think that extended uncomfortable study period is better than 2 days of just hell. So break it down, and you might whine about it as it's happening, but you'll whine about it a whole lot less than you would if you just tried to do it in a way shorter period of time. Now, if you've unsuccessfully avoided stress, or if there was really nothing you could do about avoiding it, there are a couple of things that you can do to at least help alleviate the stress and keep yourself sane as you keep studying and working and getting through what you need to get through. To start, I would recommend exercise. It's one of those things that as you're stressed, you kind of get less inclined to do it because you're so worried about getting done what you need to get done that taking out time to do things that you aren't really inclined to do either makes no sense. But at the same time, exercise has been proven to help with stress and to help your body deal with stress and to keep your sleep regulated, and basically all of the things that are going to go wrong the more stress you get, exercise fixes. So even if it doesn't sound like that great of an idea, you will thank yourself so much for it if you're able to do it. This is one of those things that I definitely don't do as much when I get stressed, and I know I need to. So hopefully by preaching to all of you, I will encourage myself to live by my own methods. And for me, I like to do yoga, and I think that definitely plays a significant role, not only for the physical aspect of stress, but it definitely mellows the mind and gives you time to just think about things that don't involve the work you're doing, and gives you a chance to actually relax and feel good about the fact that you're relaxing. Alternatively, the other thing I like to do is in one of the student rec centers, we have exercise machines and a TV. And I definitely would like to relax more by watching TV when I'm stressed, but at the same time, it takes up a lot of time. So if I can kind of give myself the excuse of exercising and watching TV, I feel like I'm multitasking away some of these things that I need to do to relieve stress. So definitely, if there's things that help you de-stress that you can combine, that actually might make them even less stressful or even more de-stressing. Tying in with that, I would definitely suggest that you guys consider what I call productive procrastination, which I found myself doing more and more these days, where I'm not always inclined to do the work I need to. So what I do instead is I take care of things that do need to be done as sort of a substitutive work. So instead of writing my essay a few weeks ago, I instead put together that summer sessions video that is on my blog. Or, I'll clean the apartment, and in that case, I'm taking care of things that I'm otherwise worried about and dealing with them instead of my primary stressor. And I think that's worthwhile, and it is eliminating stress, albeit not taking care of the task at hand, but still, you're going to need to do it anyways. So hopefully taking down some of that stress about those things will let you feel less stressed about the main project or issue or essay or whatever. It's also really helpful to set up rewards for yourself. So maybe you're the type of person who best handles a task by buckling down and just doing it. I definitely get that way sometimes, where my friends are worried that we are no longer friends because I just stopped communicating with everyone because I am so zeroed in on what I'm working on. But at the same time, it is important to establish sort of breaks for yourself and rewards for yourself. So if you're the type of person to just want to buckle down and get stuff done, put together goals and sort of take it apart. So if you get this done in your zoned in manner, then take a break and watch a 30-minute TV show with your friend, or call your parents, which you may have been neglecting to do because you're so busy. Or, set up goals and rewards. By rewarding yourself for completing these behaviors and these tasks, you're making yourself want to do them again. And so you're establishing this pattern and this behavior, but also getting rid of stress. So it's really a win-win situation. I definitely encourage you to do that. My last bit of advice, when you have tried everything and you're just borderline panic attack stressed, I typically have to do this with essays that are just stressing me out beyond belief, is I eventually just have to stop and take a very, very, very brief meditation/nap. I call it putting my brain on timeout, where my brain is just at such a frenzy where it can't form actually useful, helpful ideas like an essay outline. So I just sort of lie down, and as my brain is shutting down, typically those ideas come to me. So a lot of my best papers have been written basically in pre-sleep outlines. So obviously set an alarm for yourself, preferably something soothing in terms of ringtones. I don't use my typical alarms for this, but just take a little bit of time to let your brain relax, because we tend to override whatever process in our brain says, hey guys, we should probably settle down. We're like, no, caffeine, no, we need to do this. So yeah, just take some time to relax and let your brain relax, and hopefully it'll come to you. So those are just some of the things that I like to do to handle stress. I know there are a lot of other options out there, both healthy and unhealthy. I obviously would recommend the healthy ones. But yeah, I'd love to hear back from you guys about what you do to deal with stress. I know some people turn to music or reading or writing or whatever. So let me know what you do to cope with stress, and maybe I can take on some of your methods if they're exceptionally brilliant. Or yeah, so feel free to comment or reply to the blog or send an email. I welcome all forms of contact. I hope this video helps you guys keep calm and study on.